Okay, good morning, everybody. Today's November 11th, Monday. Obviously, we did not have class on Friday. It was canceled due to the water line being broke, so therefore we did not finish chapter 9. Today we'll be finishing up chapter 9. My goal is to still get through chapter 10 this week and chapter 11 next week, so we'll see how that works, because as I said on Wednesday of last week, my goal is to try to get through all the new material prior to Thanksgiving break, so we'll see how that works out. Obviously, I did not post chapter 9 homework either. I will do so today, and it will obviously not be due until next week, so I'll adjust the headlines here in Moodle to where chapter 9 homework will be assigned this week and not due, and they'll be due next week when chapter 10 homework is due as well. So just be on the lookout for that as we move forward. So today we're going to be starting on page 364 down at the bottom on section 9.3, the online entertainment industry. Now, the entertainment industry is generally considered to be composed of 4 traditional commercial players and then 1 new arrival. These consist of television, radio broadcasting, Hollywood films, music, and video games. And video games is the new arrival that I was talking about. Now, the largest entertainment producer is television, which consists of broadcast, satellite, and cable, and then motion pictures, and then next would be music, radio, and video games. Now, while online computer and console games have grown to be larger than film box office revenues, total Hollywood film revenues are going to just consume game industry when DVD sales and rentals, licensing, and ancillary products are added. So once we add these products in, Hollywood film revenues are obviously going to be much larger than that of the computer and console games. Now, along with the other content industries, the entertainment segment is undergoing a transformation that was brought about by the internet. Accelerated platform developments such as the iPhone and iPad video and music platform, other smartphones and tablets, the Amazon Music and video platforms, the Netflix streaming platform, all of these have changed consumer preferences and increased demand for music, video, television, and game entertainment that is ultimately delivered over the internet. Now, social networking platforms are also spurring the delivery of entertainment content to the desktop and laptop, PCs, and smartphones. So the growth in broadband has obviously made possible both wired and wireless delivery of all forms of entertainment over the internet. Now, closed platforms like the Kindle also work to obviate the need for DRM. Now, the ideal internet content e-commerce world would ultimately allow consumers to watch any movie, listen to any music, watch any TV show, play any game, whenever they want, wherever they want, and using whatever internet device that they choose to do so with. Now, when we think of the producers of entertainment in the offline world, we usually tend to think about television networks. These networks we usually consider would be ABC, Fox, NBC, HBO, or CBS, Hollywood film studios such as MGM, Disney, Paramount, and 20th Century Fox, and also music labels such as Sony, BMG, Atlantic Records, Columbia Records, and Warner Records. So these are just some of the things that we would think of in the offline entertainment world. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of at least one of these. But none of these international brand names have a significant entertainment presence on the internet. Next, we're moving into the online entertainment audience in regards to the size and growth. Now, measuring the size and growth of the internet is far less precise than measuring a television audience. Figure 9.9 at the bottom of page 366 shows the current and projected growth for commercial online entertainment revenues for the major players, which is music, internet radio, online TV, online games, and online video. Music led the list of commercial entertainment revenues in 2012, followed by online video, online TV, online games, and then internet radio. Now, by 2015, video surpasses music as the largest form of online entertainment. Next, we'll move on to television and premium video. Every week, Americans watch about 35 hours of TV on traditional TV sets, but nearly 6 hours using a computer, 2.5 hours watching time-shifted TV using a digital video recorder or cable system with cloud storage. Teens continue to spend more time texting than ever. 70% of college students ages 18 to 30 report watching streamed television shows. Now, Netflix is the second largest distributor of premium online video, with the largest online video distributor is Apple's iTunes. Netflix is close to exceeding iTunes video revenues. Now, the television industry, the major source of premium video on the internet, is beginning a transition to a new delivery platform, moving towards the internet and mobile smartphones and tablet computers. Now, the current transition to the internet delivery of television is not leading to a decline in traditional television viewing, and actually it's actually increased. Now, the new platform is just changing how, when, and where consumers can watch TV. Social networks have enabled a new kind of social TV where consumers share comments while viewing television shows. Expansion of broadband networks, especially those serving mobile devices, such as Wi-Fi and high-speed cellular networks, and the growth of cloud servers, has enabled the growth of a whole new class of television distributors. Over-the-top OTT entertainment services refers to the use of the internet to deliver online entertainment services to the home. Now, over-the-top refers to the fact that the entertainment service rides on top of other network services like cable TV and telephone service. This new network is a threat to cable television and other distributors, who in turn have their on-demand services for television series and movies. So I'm sure everyone's experienced watching the on-demand from the cable companies as opposed to watching Netflix. So just an example there, like HBO On Demand or whatever it might be. The internet and the new mobile platform have also changed the viewing experience. Internet-enabled social networks like Facebook and Twitter have made TV viewing a social experience that's shared among neighbors, friends, and colleagues. Now, in the past, television was often a social event that involved a family and friends in the same room watching a single TV show. Movies. So the Hollywood movie industry is going through a difficult transition from a reliance on DVDs, which is the primary revenue generator over the last decade, and they're shifting to a new marketplace where consumers want to watch videos on their PCs, tablet computers, and their smartphones. Americans spent more money on online videos than they did on DVDs. Consumers increasingly want to access to cloud-stored movies rather than to downloading entire movies to their devices. There are many parallels with the television industry: a very rapid growth in the mobile platform, expansion of cloud computing to support instant streaming of movies, and a change in consumer behavior in which movie viewing becomes both more individualized and more social. While the movie box office attendance in 2011 hit a 16-year low and DVD sales continued to drop, Hollywood is weathering the digital onslaught far better than the music industry. Movies are far larger than music tracks and much more difficult to illegally download and move around the web without detection. And unlike the music labels, who allowed a single distributor, in their case Apple iTunes, to dominate online sales. The movie producers have Apple, Google, which is YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, Vudu, and others competing for distribution rights. As with television, the demand for feature-length Hollywood movies appears to be expanding because of the growth of smartphones and tablets. Now, the size of the online movie business is difficult to ascertain because TV show rentals and premium video are often lumped together. Netflix is the largest internet video distributor, followed by Apple, and then a host of smaller services. Now, the existing Hollywood movie industry, which creates the products that produce the revenues, is threatened by the piracy of its products, loss of control over its traditional and very profitable distribution channels, and the growth of powerful technology players such as Apple, Google, and Amazon, who own online movie stores and also sell their physical devices used to watch movies. The movie industry estimates that it loses over $5 billion a year in pirated movies that are copied from DVDs, early production copies, and in-theater videoing. Video piracy appears not to be growing, and actually it has been dropping steadily while searches for online rentals and streaming are up. A recent academic study found that international piracy increases when Hollywood studios delays release of films in foreign countries. The estimated losses due to piracy pale in comparison to the fall in DVD sales. In 2008, DVD sales of physical units were 10 billion, and by 2012 they were estimated to be less than 4 billion. So a pretty substantial decline there in DVD sales from 2008 to 2012. The DVD format is rapidly declining, just as digital rental, digital download, and own streaming and video on-demand markets show striking growth. Next, we'll talk about some music. In 2012, the online radio audience reached over 100 million listeners in the United States, 4 times larger than in 2002. Now, online radio consists of AM/FM station streams and internet pure play programming from firms like Pandora, Spotify, and Songza. In 2011, the top-selling CD album was Adele's 21, with more than 5.8 million units sold. It was also the top-selling digital download album with 1.8 million units sold. More than any other content industries, the record music industry has suffered the most from the onslaught of digital devices and internet distribution. For most of its history, the music industry depended on a variety of physical media to distribute music: acetate records, vinyl records, cassette tapes, and finally CD-ROMs. At the core of its revenue was a physical product. The internet changed all that when in 2000 the music service called Napster began distributing pirated music tracks over the internet to consumers using their PCs as record players. Despite the collapse of Napster due to legal challenges, hundreds of other illegal sites showed up, resulting in music industry revenues falling from $14 billion in 1999 to an estimated $5.4 billion in 2012. The appearance of powerful mobile media players beginning in 2001 that could have been connected to the internet, like Apple's iPod, iPhone, and iPad, further eroded sales of CD albums. The music industry initially resisted the development of legal digital channels of distribution, but they ultimately struck deals with Apple's new iTunes in stores in 2003, as well as with several small subscription music services for online distribution. Now, revenues from the sales of digital downloads of individual songs from iTunes, selling for 99 cents, paled in comparison to the revenues that was produced by the CD album selling for $15. In 2011, for the first time in history, revenue from digital downloads and streams accounted for a majority of the industry revenues, roughly 52%. The industry makes about 32 cents from a downloaded song. It makes less than a penny on streamed version of the same song. Rolling Stone calculated that a very popular song selling 1 million streams would produce revenues of about $3,166 for the artist and a similar amount for the music label. So obviously we can see here a million streams of a popular song only producing a little over $3,000 for each the artist and the music label is not a very big cut of something that you ultimately created. In 2012, the outlook for the music industry was optimistic. The explosive growth in smartphones and tablets has further driven demand for cloud-based streaming music access. The most popular streaming services are Amazon, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Last.fm, MOGH, Pandora, Rdio, Slacker, and Spotify. The streaming services use a variety of different business models, consisting of ad-supported, subscription fees, and device sales. Internet radio streaming services like Pandora and Spotify make over 85% of their revenue from advertisements, mostly to music sites where consumers can purchase CDs or downloads. Now, less than 15% of revenues comes from subscription for premium services. Amazon, Apple, and Google are not interested in music as a source of revenue, but rather in the sale of physical devices, from Kindles to smartphones and tablets, which have a much higher profit margin. Next, we'll discuss some issues with games. No internet media content form has grown as explosively as online games. Over 100 million internet users play some kind of game online in the United States, and that number swells to over 300 million worldwide. Now, there are 4 types of internet gamers. Casual gamers play games on a PC or a laptop computer. Social gamers play games using a web browser on a social network like Facebook. Mobile gamers play games using their smartphones or tablet computers. Console gamers play games online or offline using a console like Xbox, PlayStation, or Wii. And console gamers are connected over the internet to enable group play. Now, the fastest growing gaming venue is the mobile smartphone market. The smallest audience and slowest growing is the console games venue. Social gaming on sites like Facebook grew very rapidly in 2010 to 2012, in large part due to the success of Zynga games. These games were like Farmville, Cityville, and Words with Friends. So online social gaming enlarged the demographic of gamers to include women and older people, compared to console gamers who tend to be young and male. While casual and social gaming rapidly grows, nearly all of these online and mobile games are free, and users do not stay in the games very long. These two features make it difficult for gaming firms to monetize their user base by showing advertisements and charging for services. So obviously these little social gaming sites are not good for the use of advertising at supported revenue models, because ultimately the eyeballs, as they would say, are not on these games long enough to be beneficial in order to do so. So that wraps up Chapter 9. As I said before, I will post Chapter 9's homework today, so be on the lookout for that. It'll be due probably next Monday, I would assume, at 11:55, depending on what time it goes up today. So once again, I will adjust the tabs here in Moodle. But Chapter 8 homework is due this week, so make sure you get that in. And once again, Chapter 9 homework will be posted this week now that we've wrapped Chapter 9 up, and it'll be due next week. And remember, my goal is to try to get through Chapter 10 this week and Chapter 11 next week, so that way we don't have anything new before class. And as you can see, I've got the rest of the the class laid out as to what we're looking at to try to wrap up the semester. So that's all I have for everyone. I hope everyone has a good day, and I will see everybody on Wednesday.